Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our very special webinar tonight. Hold tight. Let me get this up full screen again. There we go. Get to see Dr. Cynthia Champion's beautiful face there. So we're extremely excited about this webinar this evening. As you know, these weeks are affording us an opportunity to get some very powerful recordings in place that we can archive and utilize as training on our amazing BioCell product. And my guest tonight, I'm super excited to be welcoming Dr. Cynthia Champion Olson, when I will use her full name here, who is a board certified naturopath as well as a clinical nutritionist. And she sits on our board at Modere that we call the Live Clean Board. And this is a group of very renowned toxicologists, people that have a real understanding of how to create formulas that are robust and perform well, but also are absent of toxic ingredients. So it's a wonderful, this woman is so knowledgeable. When I had an opportunity to speak with her the other day, she was just, it was like, you know, two peas in a pod talking about ingredients and what works and the pioneering work that Modere has been doing for years. And it just, awesome to welcome her to that aspect. And of course, she is an expert on liquid biocell, which is a natural alternative. And so I'm happy to welcome her this evening, and you're going to love hearing from her. She gave a very powerful presentation in Salt Lake City at our regional event, and here she is now to bring it home for us tonight. So welcome, Dr. Cynthia.
Thank you, Margie. I am so delighted to be here tonight with everyone, and I want to say welcome. And, you know, whether you're a guest who recently heard about us from a friend or a family member, or maybe you're already an independent social marketer with Modere, you know, you've just come to learn more. Well, you know what? You're in the right place. You know, tonight we want to take you through a presentation all about the benefits of liquid biocell. This breakthrough nutraceutical, it's changing the way we age, the way we perform, and the way we look. So let me begin by asking you a few questions. What if you could reduce wrinkles from the inside out without cosmetic injections? Or what if you could lift sagging skin without surgery? Even diminish dryness without the use of topical moisturizers? And even counteract the actual enzyme that makes your skin age. And let me ask you something. Are you one of the 40 million people who suffer from joint and mobility issues? Well, tens of thousands of men and women, young and old, have had their lives changed thanks to this clinically validated super nutraceutical we call liquid biocell. So what is liquid biocell? Well, I'll tell you folks, it's an award-winning, multi-patented, clinically tested nutraceutical, and it's a new generation of super ingredients. And it's the only nutraceutical on the market clinically shown to support both joint and skin aging. And so let's discuss some of the benefits really quickly of liquid biocell. Well, what part of your body can benefit from this amazing nutraceutical? Well, every part, Margie, your gums, your nails, your hair, your bones, your skin, your eyes, your joints. You know, most of us don't realize that, you know, we know that gums are integral to our tooth health. Well, liquid biocell's unique form of collagen and hyaluronic acid can help support the healthy shaping of your gums. As a matter of fact, hydrolyzed collagen can also strengthen the gingival fibers that attach the teeth to your gums. What about your eyes? I'm just going to take a second because we're going to talk about skin and joints.
I love this. Yes. I love it.
Good. Well, you know, it's interesting because hyaluronic acid, Margie, was kind of found out by some scientists that were playing with the eyeball of a bovine. And they noticed this real interesting vitreous type fluid. And so we now know that this vitreous humor is the term for fluid in the eye. Now this fluid, as we know, and this is tough on us, It can break down due to aging or eye injury. Hyaluronic acid is often even used for possible restoration of that vitreous humor. Well, guess what? Liquid BioCell elevates HA levels in the bloodstream, and we're going to see that in a minute in a clinical study, potentially aiding even in the health of the eyes. We don't want that dry eye. Well, I'm going to tell you about HA and collagen, but before I do, let's talk about HA and collagen in the aging process. You know, when we're very young, we have just a tremendous amount of hyaluronic acid and collagen. I want you to think for a second about a brand new baby born. Just those cheeks are so full of hyaluronic acid and collagen. You reach up to try to grab and pinch that cheek, you can't get any skin in your fingers, right? You just can't. But now we get a few more years down the road, and all of a sudden we can reach up there and we can grab a handful of skin, and we don't like that. And why is that? Well, that's because we're losing our precious collagen and our hyaluronic acid. You know, I'm often when I'm speaking to people, I'll have a great big juicy plum, Margie, sitting in my area there, and I'll put it on the desk and I'll say, okay, this is us when we're brand new born. And then I'll pull out a raisin that's been absolutely, well, it's just shrunk up to nothing. And I said, and this is us as we get more mature and we've lost our HA and our collagen. And everybody goes, oh, wow, that is so true. Well, we don't have to have that happen, folks. That's the great thing, because when we can consistently replenish these very precious and important nutrients, we can help to keep that skin supple and thus reducing the wrinkles and things. Because, you know, as we get older, the production of collagen begins to slow. It slows down, and all the cell structures begin losing their strength. And as a result, as I mentioned, skin starts to become fragile, less elastic, and wrinkles set in. And even our hair starts losing its color. Our joints lose their flexibility, and bone quality begins to deteriorate. And so millions of people worldwide are always looking for ways to figure out how in the world they're going to replenish their collagen. And so what is collagen? Let's take just 2 seconds and let's talk about, so you understand what I'm saying. Well, collagen literally is the glue that holds our body together. It's the most abundant substance in our body next to water. And nearly 30% of our body by volume is collagen, and it is critical, absolutely critical to our health and well-being. And about after the age of 30, now some people now are saying that even after the age of about the mid-20s, we begin to lose our natural collagen at the rate of 1% plus per year. And of course, the effects from this depletion begin to become extremely visible after reaching this age. And we don't want that, and we don't have to have it either. So in essence, I like to say collagen literally provides the structural framework for the tissues of your body, your joints and your bones. It's responsible for your skin's firmness and resilience. And as I mentioned, the most abundant protein in the body. Now, one of the problems that we've had with collagen in the past is trying to find a source that the body would take up and use as its own. Right, Margie? I've often told people, you know, you truly, I've witnessed this, where people just take all types of different capsules and tablets and things. Not that there's anything wrong with them, especially when they're engineered properly. But it isn't what looks like the body, what it used to make. It will just toss it away. One of the amazing things, because actually before I joined the Liquid BioCell team, I did my own little clinical study with about a dozen patients, and I was amazed at what I saw. Now, I've been in natural medicine for 35 plus years now. I use supplements, clinically validated supplements, and the degree to which I saw improvement was just nothing short of amazing in these people, how they felt, their joint mobility, their skin, and whatnot. So collagen, suffice to say, 2 ounces in the morning of your Liquid BioCell, and we will discuss the formulas here in just a second. And
Cynthia,
2 ounces
Dr.
in,
Cynthia, I think it's an important point, particularly as people relate to the product and convey what it is, that it's very important that people don't refer to it as a juice. This is not a juice, not a
oh
juice.
gosh,
And
what an,
it's not just a liquid collagen, right? Because there are a ton of liquid collagens on the market, and as you mentioned, most of them not the right structure for the body to recognize and take up. And so when we refer to liquid biocell, we want to talk about the collagen hyaluronic acid, or the HA collagen matrix, because it is that exact configuration that mirrors to the iota, our connective tissue, that makes it possible for our body to take it up. And so referring to it accurately is very important, so that we can, not create ambiguity about the differentiation between what we have with BioCell and any other product on the market that has ever existed.
boy, Margie, you just made so many amazing, valid points. I mean, you just said it all. This is so true. When I hear people call it a juice, I just kind of cringe, because when you look at the science and technology and the multiple U.S. and international worldwide patents that are applied to this product, I mean, it's not a juice, and it is certainly not like anything else in the marketplace. Trust me, I have worked with numerous collagen products, again, for about 20 years, and I never saw the results. And I have to tell you, I was quite the skeptic when I began utilizing this product in different patients and such. And then I was absolutely impressed beyond belief, and I saw it not only in how they felt and how they looked, but I mean, we saw parameters within testing that were different. And so how does it separate itself? As you just mentioned, and you did it so well, Margie, the matrix that's involved here. You see, many collagen products in the marketplace advertise themselves as collagen and HA. What makes this unique is that this is all together. This is coming from one source, where the collagen, exactly, the HA and the chondroitin sulfate, I'll talk about in a second, all come together as one, where so many of the other products in the marketplace, well, they've got collagen maybe from other sources, and now they've had to add hyaluronic acid, and now they've had to add chondroitin sulfate, and so it's not the same. And don't let anyone ever tell you that it is the same or that it works the same. Oh, it might be substantially less expensive, but it's not going to be the same as this product. Again, that's where those patents come into being so strong, So, thank you, Margie. I love when you get in there with me. The collagen we know a little bit about. I like to refer to collagen in the human body much like 2x4s are to the structure and frame of a home. If you don't put those 2x4s up, you're not going to put a roof on, you're not going to put the walls on, it's just going to come crumbling down. So this is important. Think of collagen in that manner if you want to. What about hyaluronic acid? Well, this is a fascinating substance. And I have to tell you that there's so much research being done with this molecule. Scientists all over the globe believe that the most dramatic healing powers of hyaluronic acid are just around the corner. And discussions right now are underway focusing on HA's ability to regenerate the cells in our bodies. It's very exciting. What is it? Well, it's a clear gel-like substance. It's responsible for the moisture-binding properties in our body. Each molecule of hyaluronic acid holds at least 400 times its own weight in water. So what does that mean for us? Well, it's obviously important in our skin. Skin is the largest organ in the body, comprising about 15% of the total body weight, and roughly 50% of that is hyaluronic acid. Now, here's the sad part. We're born with an abundance amount of it, but again, we begin to lose it as we get a little more mature. And so we want to replace that so that we can keep our joints lubricated and our skin smooth and elastic. And in natural medicine, We refer to hyaluronic acid as Mother Nature's moisturizer because that's what it is. Lastly, I want to quickly, before we get into a quick clinical trial about hyaluronic acid, I want to talk about chondroitin sulfate. Now, most everyone, Margie, you know this, most everyone has heard about chondroitin sulfate in one form or fashion. And I have to tell you that for years, in looking at the molecular structure of it, I would not use it in my practice. And the reason that I wouldn't is simply that I didn't feel like it would be absorbed. We go always, Margie, that we go back to the bioavailability. Will the human body take it up or not? What is so fantastic is as it occurs in this naturally occurring matrix you so greatly talked about, of collagen and HA, guess what? The body says, wait a minute, I think I can use you. What is it? Well, it's a structural component of our joint cartilage. It gives our joint that cushion-like substance and to help us resist compression. It even gives our joints shock-absorbing qualities. It can, and studies show, it can restore and repair our joint cartilage, and it even helps our existing cartilage from premature breakdown. And so this is the third component of that matrix that is so important. Well, what about clinical trials? Well, we've got some. That's what's so exciting and what separates this phenomenal liquid nutraceutical away from everything else. As a matter of fact, in a clinical trial, in a 12-week human bioavailability study, it was demonstrated that within 28 days, daily intake of a liquid biocell led to a 6,000 or a 60-fold increase of hyaluronic acid in the body. Margie, do you know of anything that has that kind of study? I don't.
Absolutely. Nobody has this clinical trial, and I got to just jump in for a second here on hyaluronic acid because as a really innovative company here, our legacy company, we were working to fractionate the molecule of hyaluronic acid to get it to be small enough to be absorbed into the skin, and we were doing this 25 years ago, and so I know how long various manufacturers have tried to harness this evasive molecule because of its size typically, and the fact that people are injecting it, and because it's miraculous in that it holds, I know you said at least 400 times its weight in moisture, or I've heard 800, I've even heard 1,000 times its weight in moisture. So the desire to get more hyaluronic acid as we're decreasing with it through age is like a huge desire. It's a fountain of youth kind of hope. And now knowing that hyaluronic acid is in every cell of our body, this is clinically proven to increase it in 28 days. What that says is, imagine, I mean, when people are saying, wow, I'm feeling this or I'm noticing that, and it's, just really stuff that you might not even think could possibly be impacted, it's because hyaluronic acid is everywhere in the body. And just imagine the benefit when it increases 60-fold or 6,000% in 28 days. Guys, this is the literal going from prune to plum that you were talking about there, Dr. Cynthia.
Exactly. It absolutely does. And it in the human body, it's found in the greatest concentrations in our skin, inside our joints, and even within the eye sockets, and even in other tissues where it helps to retain collagen. Increase moisture, and you provide that elasticity and flexibility. And so when I saw that study, Margie, I said, wow, because I think every company looks for something that can come anywhere near this. They're looking, like you said, your company's been looking for it. I love that. I guess it was a documentary that was done by Connie Chung years ago. It was called The Village of Long Life. If you guys ever get on the line and look at that. She went to this village in Japan. Actually, Ozma Isak, the president of Collagen Sciences, went there a couple of times. These folks, they live well into their 90s, into their hundreds. They smoke, they drink, but they exercise, and they eat a little potato that is so rich in hyaluronic acid. And so the name of this documentary was The Village of Long Life. You know, what is this hyaluronic acid? Does it really increase longevity? So anyway, well, you and I
And
could
right,
go
and
on
then
and on, but
obviously, yeah, it's one of my favorite topics too. And then obviously that potato had the right molecular structure. So hyaluronic acid in and of itself, a super big molecule. And because of this single source in nature that doesn't, these are not three separate compounds, like you said, these are coming together from a single source. And because of that, this actually, the molecule of hyaluronic acid is so small that I'm sure you'll go into this, Dr. Cynthia, but we need to hold it in our mouth because it begins to be absorbed sublingually, and it's
yep.
now the body is just taking it up as evidenced by these clinical trials.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that is such an important thing you just said, Margie, right there. Hold it in your mouth. Hold it under your tongue. 5-10 seconds. That submucosal area of the mouth is extremely vascular. And so it does get into the bloodstream, you know, so much quicker. And of course, you know, follow it up with a glass of water. I think that's always a good idea. Sometimes I mix mine in my water and just drink it, you know, holding it under my tongue. Very, very important. And I think what it lets people realize too, this isn't just a juice that you swallow down, like you mentioned.
Right,
You know,
right.
if you do it correctly, well, there you go. Well, let's talk about some of these products now, shall we?
Yes,
Liquid
do it.
BioCell, as we mentioned, is clinically tested. It's an award-winning, multi-patented, and it is truly the foundation of these targeted formulas for anti-aging, sports performance, beauty, energy, pets, and more. You know, Margie, it's changing the way we age, the way we look, and even the way we perform. Now, first one I want to talk about is our flagship, and I love this product. Wow, this is called our Liquid BioCell Life. And here's an interesting little stat for you here, for all of our folks listening in, and that is that population of 65 plus is going to nearly double in the next 20 years, and that was as of 2014. So suffice to say, this is a product that the baby boomers can certainly benefit. Life is really designed to promote healthy aging, active joints, and even younger looking skin, and anyone with concerns over 30. Now, many people under 30 take it and love it, and that's just fine. So what does it do? Well, it combines Liquid BioCell with that wonderful matrix we've discussed, with the addition of 13 antioxidant-rich superfruits and resveratrol. And, of course, that has been widely studied for its roles in longevity and cardiovascular health. Let me take 2 seconds on why. In addition, and like you said, Margie, all of the formulas contain the Liquid BioCell matrix of that highly bioavailable collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate. And then each one, of and by itself, is targeted to certain sports, perhaps, or maybe the skin, maybe the animals, whatever. So, but let's talk about antioxidants. Why in the world do we need these things? I know you've heard about them. An antioxidant is the opposite of an oxidant. We've all referred to a piece of metal outside that rusts, and then that's oxidation, or you cut a banana or an apple, walk out of the room, come back in, and it turns brown, and that's oxidation. So the role, but if you know what's funny, you take that same apple slice and you coat it with lemon juice, and it's going to take a lot longer to brown. Why is that? Well, because lemons are antioxidants. They're full of it, and folks, whether you know it or not.
They're
One way
also
to think of it,
anti-alkalizing.
yes, it is. Oh, my goodness, yes, and aren't we all needing that?
Yes.
One way to think of this is that there is a war that's going on inside our bodies all the time. On one side, we have these characters called free radicals, which are attacking your cells. And on the other side, you have antioxidants, which are trying to neutralize the free radicals before they can cause any damage. So the more antioxidant soldiers you have, the better off that you are. And it's been studied and said that each one of our cells suffers at least 10,000 free radical hits per cell per day. We've got to have these antioxidants. Margie, you tell me how many people eat that 5 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, because you really should, and that's really the best place to get it. But we do have a good amount in this drink as well. And it just, these phytonutrients, which phyto is a fancy word for plant. Of course, nutrients, you know what that means. This provides a wide range of biological activities and anti-inflammatory benefits as well. And so we love the fact we've got those in there. I want to take 2 seconds on resveratrol. Oh my gosh, this is known as the French paradox. How in the world is it that the French people eat the most decadent, rich diet on the planet? They eat butter, they eat cream sauces and everything, and yet, their rate of heart disease and stroke is so much lower than ours. Well, scientists have surmised that perhaps it's their intake of resveratrol in their red wine, because they drink plenty of it. You know, I think too, Margie, I think they look at life a lot differently than we do. I think life is a party, don't you think, for the French?
I think the mindset's a big part of it, but there's something right about the way that they're eating and the amount of antioxidants and so forth that they get, resveratrol that they get as a part of their daily consumption.
Well, you know, I love resveratrol, and I've studied it now for about 11 to 12 years, and there's about 4,000 or 5,000 studies in the Library of Medicine on resveratrol. It's found in the skin of red grapes and red wine and peanuts and various other places. It is a really potent antioxidant, and scientists believe that this is one of the only substances in nature that actually turns on some very important genes in our body called our sirtuin genes. We have 8 of them, and as we begin to mature or age, the body begins shutting these genes off, much like you'd walk into a room and shut off a light switch. Well, studies have shown that resveratrol may indeed be the substance to turn those switches back on. And that is exciting. And here's what is exciting. Each 2-ounce serving of liquid BioCell Life gives you the same amount of resveratrol as if you were consuming 4 bottles of red wine. So if you're having your 2 ounces in the morning and 2 ounces in the evening, you're getting that same resveratrol as 8 bottles of wine. And also, resveratrol comes in many forms. The one that's the most clinically studied is one called trans resveratrol, and that is what is in this product. Many companies produce resveratrol, but in a much cheaper version of it that there's no studies on it. So that's what we have to say about resveratrol. Now, we don't have a slide for the next product that I think is really my favorite, although it runs a close one with life, and that is our liquid BioCell Pure. Do you love Pure, Margie?
I love it too. It's what I use because I take Vital, and I take our product Antioxidant, and I take a legacy product called Cell Protect. That so I take so many antioxidants that I do the Pure. But I do start most people with the Life. Almost everyone, I start with the Life because they're not getting the beefed up antioxidants and resveratrol that I'm getting, and so I want them to have those crossover health benefits.
Well, that's a fantastic thing. I'll tell you that you're doing all that. You know what? Well, you know, let's tell them about Pure. What is it? It's exactly what it says it is. It's pure. It's concentrated, though. Concentrated liquid BioCell, and it's specifically designed for people who may have certain fruit or sugar sensitivities, or maybe they're just counting calories. There's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and less than 5 calories per serving. Now, in this one, it is 1 ounce twice a day because it is so highly concentrated. Now, I tell you something I do every now and then, and I'll add about a half a cap of Life to it and some sparkling water. This is just me now. And I put it in a wine glass, so I really think I'm getting away with something, and I dip it under my tongue. And it, to me, tastes like the old Hawaiian punch, which I think
awesome.
I have not drank that in probably 50 years, thank God. So anyway, not that there's anything wrong with Hawaiian punch for those who want to drink it. All right, we'll move right on next to sport really quickly, because this became a new star for us. And a liquid BioCell Sport is a cutting-edge science product that fuels physical and mental performance. And it promotes even joint and muscle fitness. It boosts recovery. It's an all-in-one formula with, of course, our liquid BioCell. But what it will do as well is it does have, I should say, branched chain amino acids. Now, if you're an athlete, you know exactly what that is. And it is also 9 antioxidants, contains L-carnitine, very, very well established product for muscle recovery, rhodiola, and astragalus extracts, two of my favorite herbs called adaptogens. Now, what is an adaptogen? Well, exactly what it says it is. First of all, it has to be totally non-toxic. You can't have any toxicity in an adaptogen, or therefore it can't be called an adaptogen. What does an adaptogen do? Well, if your body's underactive, it'll help to bring whatever area of the body needs to melt up. If it's overactive, it helps calm it down. And so this crazy formula, this wonderful formula, was designed with the athlete in mind, and it's also NSF certified for sport. That just simply means that our liquid biocell sport, the manufacturing process, and facility have been cleared for over 150 banned substances. And it's recognized now by collegiate and even professional governing sports organizations that say many, many professional athletes are using liquid biocell sport. And Margie, I think of all of the people that don't know about it. I think of the professional football players and the basketball teams and our kids playing ball even. I mean, gosh, they all need it. They just absolutely do.
I got to just share it, I guess, an anecdotal testimonial here from my personal trainer who she and her husband were both just invited to American Ninja Warrior, and they would not be without their BioCell Sport. They are like such believers. They actually call it Wolverine juice because they believe that it enhances repair time so dramatically. And so, like, it's just fun to say that they refer to it as Wolverine juice, and they would not be without it now that they've experienced the increase in muscle repair time. And so, yes, athletes everywhere, now that we've got this vigilant group of people who do want to change lives here. We've got the bigger group of us with Modere. We are going to reach in and help way more athletes and teams and so forth. So
I think that's so exciting. I think that is so exciting because when you talk to some of these athletes, I've had the distinct privilege of talking to Maureen Shea, the boxer that the movie The $1 Million Baby was made from. She has been to several of our conferences, and she's told me categorically, Cynthia, when I'm in the ring, she said, I get punched and whatnot, and she said I consume these products and they just help me come back much quicker, and so she won't be without them. She's a wonderful. She brought Margie. A side note here. I know we've got to hurry up here, but she brought her one of her championship belts. And the thing is as big as she is, I couldn't hardly lift it. I said, wow. So how amazing that some of these world-class athletes, and there are others, consume these products and love them. It just speaks volumes of the products, doesn't it? All right, we'll move right on that again. So what in the world is our liquid biocell skin? Well, first of all, let's look at that little stat. The nutracosmetics market will reach $7.7 billion by 2020. Think there's a market for this? I do. And so skin was formulated, and it's recommended for anyone who wants to optimize both the prevention and even the reduction of skin aging. So in addition to receiving joint benefits, our liquid biocell skin can help you look younger, stay that way longer, and it contains 14 antioxidant phytonutrient fruits. Again, we've got more antioxidants in there. Something called ceramide, which of course has been the biggest hit in the skin industry for the last several years. Very well clinically studied. Vitamin C, pomegranate, and bamboo, green tea, and even grape seed extracts. And so I would think, Margie, that in the Modere group of folks, social marketers, I'll bet you this has been a hit for the age range.
Very popular one. It's a very popular one, and I personally, and I know others have as well, had people use this that maybe even had skin trauma as a younger person, and over time are getting some very impressive results. I won't I'll be
Very
very
good.
careful that I don't make any claims here, but
No,
I
no.
say that I hope this now becomes very clear why with the life and the sport and the skin, you're going to have 4 bottles. You're going to go through a bottle a week. You're going to go 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at night, hold it in your mouth just for a short while, let that hyaluronic acid begin to be sublingually digested. And then the pure, because it doesn't have any of this additional ingredient deck, you're going to get 2 of those a month, and you're going to do 1 ounce in the morning, because in all of these others, you're getting additional add-on ingredients. The price is the same because what the benefits are here is really the matrix, but you can now customize for specific needs within various demographics. So it's brilliant how this has been put together. And why don't you just quickly mention that we also have the pet blend, liquid biocell pet.
Oh, absolutely. Because really, finally, you would say by popular demand, and I mean this is popular demand, liquid biocell has even been strategically extended into our pet and equine formulas. Now, it's highly effective in maintaining the structure, function, and flexibility of joints, tendons, and ligaments, while even easing, Margie, the discomfort associated with both the normal exercise of the pet, the active lifestyle, and in the case of horses, high performance competition. Of course, liquid biocell pet also promotes healthy skin, shiny coat, and are both recommended by veterinarians and top breeders. And speaking of our liquid biocell equine, this has been clinically substantiated as a nutraceutical for top racehorses. It debuted in 8 of the top breeder cups horses. It's veterinary approved and endorsed. It's used by the top trainers. Again, it's manufactured in a CGMP, NSF, and NPA. All of these are just acronyms for National Products Association, the National Sports Foundation, and of course, good manufacturing processes. These are all produced in these types of certified facilities made in the USA. And you know, the horses love it, Margie. It's got a great tasting natural rosemary flavor, and the one for the animals has a beef flavor. And so far, I haven't seen anybody turn that down in the canine and feline department. All right, let's talk quickly about awards and recognitions and a key wrap-up, and then we'll see what else we've got to talk about. You know, one of the things that impressed me when I first began looking at these products were the amount of awards. And I mean very good awards. When you look at Frost & Sullivan, and they awarded this company the best bone and joint health ingredient. Who are they? They are the world's largest third-party market research firm. And when they give you a recommendation on something, it really, really means something. They also were given an award for the most innovative dietary ingredient from Nutraceutical Business and Technology finalist. And again, here's another Frost & Sullivan Award for the personal care new product innovation. Well, you can see if you're online with us, and hopefully many of you will be, I'll just read some of these. Nutra Ingredients, which is, we all look at that website because that's like the granddaddy of them all in supplementation, formulas, and ingredients. This product, this liquid biocell, achieved the award of Ingredient of the Year. U.S. Exemplary Brand from Beauty from Within, Best Joint Health Supplement. Now, this is coming, Margie, from Supply Side West, a huge organization that literally, the competition there was so stiff. So for the company to have won Best Joint Health Supplement was just
Super impressive.
Impressive, isn't it? Yes. Best
Super
anti-aging product. Totally. Also for the Taste of Life magazine, Best Anti-Aging Product in 2015. Editor's Pick from 2015 for Remedies magazine. It's been featured in Ms. Fitness, New Beauty magazine, New You, The Voice of Health and Beauty, Fox News, Good Morning America, NBC, Natural Solutions, Prevention magazine, Taste for Life, Remedies magazine, and it goes on and on and on. And so this product you can be proud to take, to recommend, and to share with everyone, because you don't just get these rewards for nothing, or because you are another Me Too product, or, as you mentioned, Margie, another juice. No way. Okay?
Right.
No
Right.
way. So I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, game-changing,
Yeah.
life-changing product
Yeah.
with the substantiation clinically, so that you can talk turkey with the most credentialed people anywhere, professionals in any of these areas, and you've got a product that has proven results. And it's changing lives. And then to have you as an advocate, Dr. Cynthia, to have your expertise, because I know a bit of your background, and you really are stellar. You are one in a million when it
Thank
comes to
you.
your knowledge of safe ingredients, and you will help us to continue to further our mission in that Live Clean area. And this has been nothing short of spectacular. So with that, we'll wrap it. I want to thank you,
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Fantastic. All right, everyone. Good night.
Good night now.